Section 2. Living with IBS-D. My symptoms were worsening. No advice was working. I had accepted my fate. Now I understood that it was my problem. I needed to find a way to cope with IBS. The doctor already started symptom-based treatment. The doctor advised noting any side effects while on medication. I made a chart and listed all my symptoms and triggers during my consultation with the doctor. I learned that there was no defined medical guideline for treating IBS. The doctor was also unsure how to proceed with treatment. In IBS, each person's symptoms are unique. I had to work on my disease myself. In my case, the only advantage was that my disease had been identified. It was IBS-D. During my self-learning and research, I got to know that there were many people like me who were suffering from symptoms like mine. I read a lot of books and articles on IBS. There was one article on the IBS detox diet. I was very surprised that food and diet could play such a great role. I always made an entry after each meal. I had created a diet plan for myself. I joined many IBS-D groups on Facebook. I saw a lot of posts about controlling symptoms. Also, I listened to the new word, FODMAP diet. We will discuss this topic in detail in the IBS diet chapter. On group recommendation, I downloaded a paid application for the low FODMAP diet for IBS. This app was revolutionary. It was the very first thing that worked for me. This app was made by Monash University. There are the following categories for each food item in this app: fructose, lactose, mannitol, sorbitol, gose, fructan. Each food item was labeled in red, orange, or green categories, along with the serving size. Green means suitable for IBS. Based on that, I made my diet chart. I created an Excel journal to keep track of the items that worked for me. The following were some items that worked for me: poha, peanut, rice. Idli is a South Indian dish. Dosa, moong dal khichdi. After some time, I understood that doctors were trained in a conventional manner. Along with the symptoms, the number of tablets kept increasing. I was improving, but my frustration kept on growing. I was desperately in need of someone to listen to me. Chapter 4. Navigating the challenges of IBS, my personal journey through frustration and ordeal. You are not alone, I realized after joining a few IBS or IBD Facebook groups. In many IBS online groups, I was able to find many people who had similar problems. I also received some helpful advice there. In any case, only IBS patients understand the agony of another IBS patient. Even family and friends couldn't understand what was going on. Initially, I assumed that the situation would be better in a developed country like the United States. However, the IBS situation was similar everywhere. It has been rightly said that IBS is a confusing disorder. We were all looking for one answer. When will we get the right treatment? Will we ever be able to cure it? Will we be able to have our normal lives? I was able to find some of my buddies online to discuss my sorrow and share my frustration. In the next section, I am sharing some of such conversations. If a member of your family suffers from IBS, then this section is a must-read for you, so that you can understand what problems and levels of frustration your friend or family member have been facing. Remember, the first year of IBS is very critical. Your assistance can help your family or friend in successfully coping with IBS. Chat with an Indian IBS friend. Seema was one of the people I connected through the online IBS Facebook group. Seema belonged to a small village in India where people had no awareness of IBS and medical facilities were limited. In such a place, it was very difficult to find someone who understood her. The characters in these conversations are total works of fiction. Any likeness to real people, alive or dead, is purely coincidental. Seema: hello, my name is Seema. I live near Delhi and saw in your post that you're living in Delhi. I'm looking for information about IBS. Are you taking homeopathic or allopathic treatment? Me: hello Seema, I'm being treated at a gastroenterology hospital and also undergoing Ayurvedic treatment, yoga and meditation. I suffer from anxiety attacks, diarrhea and low-grade body pain. How about you? Seema: I have IBS-D and I'm facing a lot of weakness and low immunity. Me: I also have anxiety attacks and negative thoughts after each flare, along with occasional insomnia. Seema, I too have been taking sleeping pills for the past 15 days and suffering from insomnia. Me, have you tried meditation or hypnotherapy? Seema, I am only taking probiotics, antacids and isbgol in curd. Me, in addition to medicine, try practicing yoga. It will help keep your mind stable and improve issues like insomnia. Antibiotics may even trigger IBS, so medicine is not always effective. I took an advanced meditation course in Rishikesh and felt better. Seema, I will give it a try. Another day. Seema, I am also taking Ayurveda. I am feeling a little better. Is cow milk good for IBS-D? Me, I only drink buttermilk. Milk makes my condition worse. You should try the low food map diet plan. There is no single diet plan that works for everyone with IBS. You need to find your trigger. It is very likely that anything that works for you will act as a trigger for other people. Seema, I also have cough and cold issues. What do you prefer for throat issues? Me, mostly home remedies like ginger and black pepper. My diarrhea has improved, but I've been experiencing low blood pressure type symptoms for the past week. Seema, I also suffer from low blood pressure and headaches. After 1 week. Seema, how is your BP now? Me, the doctor told me it may be because of excessive stress. Gone through a brain MRI. Report is fine. Now taking an antidepressant. Seema, oh, that means the situation is very critical. Me, first, I went to the medicine department. All reports were fine. Then they referred me to neuro. Seema, oh, me, I know it's because of IBS, but it's difficult to ignore the doctor's advice. Seema, okay, take care. I also suffer from IBS-D. My issues are identical to yours. Sometimes it becomes difficult to handle depression. Another day. Seema, how are you now? Me, slightly improved. Trying Ayurvedic medicine for anxiety. Seema, I am also not well. Fever, sweating, and temperature. Also, some laziness. Are all these related to IBS? Me, IBS symptoms differ from person to person and impact some people more badly than others. I am planning to change my stressful job, so that I can devote some time for exercise and yoga. Next day. Me, hi, have you noticed any improvement in your fever? Seema, not yet. I had been on a strict diet for the past year and felt extremely weak. Me, for me, the most important things are diet and yoga. Fortunately, I had been working on my diet plan for a long time. I used to keep a journal for each thing that I consumed and then monitored its effects. Now I am able to find my main trigger and foods that suits me. The food that works for me are rice, poha, and potatoes. Seema, which yoga are you doing? Me, pranayam, meditation, Surya Namaskar and other techniques from the art of living. Have you gone through various tests for confirmation of IBS-D? Seema, no. Me, I saw your Facebook post about ulcerative colitis. UC and IBS-D are completely different. Self-diagnosis via internet research is dangerous. There are numerous serious disorders with symptoms similar to IBS. Seema, my Ayurvedic doctor says that I am suffering from UC. Me, try to get it tested. Diagnosis is must before starting treatment. Colonoscopy and endoscopy confirm the presence of the UC. Seema, I am too disturbed. It looks like this disease will kill me. I am crying, waiting for any magic to happen. I want to end my pain. IBS-D is always creating a new trouble for me. Me, IBS can cause mental stress. I can understand. After some days. Me, I have changed my job. Now my condition is very stable. Seema, my luck is very bad. I had to take antibiotics for some reason or another. A minor issue can quickly escalate into a major one. Ear infection, urinary tract infection, seasonal fever, and cold. There are always reasons to have an antibiotic on hand. I hate my life. I want to live only for my kids. Bro, I don't know why it's happening. Me, you have to be strong. This disease kills a person mentally. Try some yoga program. Do not make the medicine only protocol for your treatment. It cannot be resolved by antibiotics. Try to avoid allopathic medicine and replace it with Ayurveda and yoga. If possible, the happiness program by Art of Living, or any other yoga program must be in your city as well. Seema, antibiotics are given by the doctor. As per him, for a urine infection, I must take antibiotics. One problem is finished, and another is started. Cold with fever and blocked ears, for which an antibiotic is required. Last month, I had a urine infection. I had to take antibiotics. Me, when I think about my daughter, I feel bad for her. Because of IBS, I cannot go outside with her on holidays, to the movies, or anywhere else. We need to be strong. I know that as a person, it's difficult to handle IBS. But the responsibility of raising children gives me strength. Ping me anytime if you need any support. God bless you. After some days. Seema, I am not feeling well, but my family says be happy, ignore your problem, and be strong. Me, I am in a similar situation to yours. My family feels that I am making silly excuses for avoiding family and friend functions. I hadn't been anywhere other than the office since the previous 2 years. Birthday, marriage, and celebration. We must be strong. After all, it's only a disease. I wish our family members could also understand our problem. After 3 weeks. Seema, your advice on using home remedies and a low FODMAP diet has helped me, and I'm getting better. Thanks. Me, most welcome. Let me know if you need any other help. Chat with an US IBS friend. I connected with Ravish through a Facebook group. Soon, we became good friends. Ravish lived in the United States, a developed country with ample medical resources. But he still found it difficult to find a good doctor. He was physically inactive. He was not able to find time in his daily schedule for walks and exercise. The characters in these conversations are total works of fiction. Any likeness to real people, alive or dead, is purely coincidental. Ravish, how are you? I am Ravish. I also have IBS-D. It started 5 months ago. What else did you try and get benefits from? I tried wood apple and got some good results. Me, hello, I've been drinking wood apple juice for the past 2 months. Along with that, I'm taking Ayurvedic medicine and practicing yoga. What are your symptoms? Ravish, I go to the toilet 3 to 4 times per day. I have mucus in stool and stool is mushy. I don't have any pain. Me, I also have a similar issue. However, my diarrhea frequency are very high, 10 to 12 times per day. Ravish, mine was 3 or 4 times. But I do have body aches and muscle weakness. Gone through every possible test. Do you get anxiety with this as well? Me, yes. I have also lost approximately 14 kilograms in the last 4 months. Ravish, it's a pleasure to speak with you, brother. No one will understand this disease. Me, same here. Most of the doctors told me that it is in your mind. Ravish, I always remain worried and most of time feel restless. Me, I've been working from home for the last 3 months and intend to return to the office. I am also taking an antidepressant. IBS itself causes a lot of anxiety and stress. Ravish, how does IBS affect you? Stress? Me, my job requires me to travel 95% of the time. My most recent trip was to Myanmar. I believe it was caused by an infection. But now even small stress triggers it. Ravish, same for me when I visited India. I also have bone swelling. I was planning to go for rheumatoid arthritis test. Me, presently I had left all allopathic medicines. Ravish, do you have a bone spur or swelling? Is this IBS related? Me, not sure, but IBS can result in different types of symptoms. Ravish, it's very different to find a good doctor for IBS. Me, are you able to manage your work, job? Ravish, yeah, my diarrhea isn't too bad. But stress is killing me a lot. I had gone through almost all the tests. IBS is not considered a disease in the United States. It is classified as a disorder. Me, it is very difficult to accept but there is no cure as of now. Have you tried low FODMAP? Ravish, it's very depressing. I have not tried low FODMAP. But I am very cautious and selective about food. Only rice and khichdi. Are you avoiding any food? Here doctors advise to take everything. Me, I have tried a food elimination diet plan for 3 weeks to find out some of my triggers. During that phase, I kept high FODMAP food, including wheat, dairy products, and other high FODMAP foods, consumption to a minimum. During that time, I also avoided eating fried or processed foods. Then, after getting some relief, I tried the reintroduction phase. In this phase, I reintroduced each food item and monitored any side effects. Based on this exercise, I can find food that suits me. I am fine with foods like pulses, rice, khichdi, potatoes, poha and idli. Ravish, it's good to hear that. This process of elimination appears to be highly scientific. I'll give it a shot as well. But wheat? Why? Me. During elimination phase when I stopped wheat for 2 weeks, I got good improvement in my symptoms. Ravish, how do I avoid wheat? Already, I have left maida. Only rice is left. Me. Yes, only rice is remaining. Monash Low FODM AP is one of the apps I've downloaded. You can look in the app. Ravish, okay, will buy this app. Trapped gas creating lot of issues for me. I feel lethargic and drowsy all day, but I'm not sure it's because of IBS. I feel like someone is whistling near my ear, and I also feel a stiffness in my jaw. Do you also have swelling on fingers? I have swelling on my fingers and knuckles. As per my doctor's suggestion, I tried rheumatoid arthritis test. But result was negative. Me. I have read it somewhere that one of the main causes of IBS is yeast, bacteria, and food toxins in the gut. The lymphatic system works to remove those toxins every minute of every day. And exercise makes the lymph move. If you do not exercise, the lymphatic system can get sluggish and cause swelling in your body. Swollen ankles, cellulite, and inflammation are the results. Are you doing some exercises, some workouts, or yoga? Ravish, unfortunately, I am not doing it. Taking time away from the everyday routine is challenging. Have you started going to the office? Quote, me, yes, I have started my job. Inactivity is also the main cause of most digestion problems. I have included a daily walk and yoga in my daily schedule. All these things are beneficial. It results in the movement of lymph, which is helpful in moving toxins out of our gut. Lymph is a clear to white fluid composed of white blood cells that aid in the removal of toxins from the body. One more benefit, endorphins are released when you exercise. Endorphins are natural pain-relieving chemicals released by the body during physical activity. Ravish, thanks for your advice. I will include walking and exercise in my daily routine. The information about lymph and endomorphin look very logical and congruent. I agree with you. Regarding trying something like naturopathy, there is a different system in the United States. You cannot change your doctor. My insurance does not cover naturopathy. After few months. Ravish, hello brother. How are you? Since starting my daily walk, I've noticed a visible improvement. My main problem was gassiness. Now it's quite improved. Me, good to hear that. I am also doing well. I have started attending a hypnotherapy workshop. I'm thinking of trying hypnotherapy. Ravish, now I'm working on your second suggestion, the low FODMAP. I'll keep you posted on my progress. Key takeaway. The following are key takeaways from the above conversations. IBS is a confusing disorder. One person's symptoms may differ from those of another. IBS never comes alone. It comes with many side effects. It affects people socially, physically, mentally, and financially. In IBS, family support is crucial. It is a real medical problem. All pain and suffering are real. IBS is a functional disorder. It has no effects on the body's internal structure. There is no test that your doctor could prescribe to get a quick and easy diagnosis. Do not begin treatment before correct diagnosis. It will also rule out other, potentially more dangerous diseases. Diagnosis via the internet is dangerous and should be avoided. IBS is not as simple as taking antibiotics. Medication is not effective. Even antibiotics may trigger it. Do not let medication be the only protocol for treatment. Inactivity could be a contributing factor to IBS. Exercise and physical activity are very important and can play an important role in symptom management. Chapter 5. When the Body Rebels, Understanding the Adverse Effects of IBS. After confirmation of my IBS, I accepted my fate. I knew that I would have to live with all these symptoms for the rest of my life. I roughly divided all these symptoms. Direct symptom, diarrhea, weakness. Indirect symptom, lack of confidence, travel phobia, anxiety, embarrassment, stress. Symptoms are induced due to the side effects of medicine. Direct symptoms are easy to manage. I made lot of efforts to find out my trigger. I had left most of food items which may result in triggering of IBS. Indirect symptoms were like side effects of IBS. Indirect symptoms. IBS has an effect on everything in your life: work, sleep, social life, and travel. Weight reduction. After a strictly adhered to diet schedule, I had a significant reduction in my body weight. March, when my first symptom appeared, on that time my weight was around 78 kg. June, it got down to 75 kg in 4 months. July, I had left all food trigger and started strict diet. I had lost 2 more kgs and was around 73 kg. Sept, I had left dairy product. All these things resulted in 70 kg. Dec, at year end my weight became around 67 kg. Along with my weight, my immunity was also decreasing. I felt weakness and restlessness. Extreme weakness, blackout, stage of confusion, shortness of breath. I had been able to comprehend my direct symptoms. But lots of other indirect symptoms came up and surprised me. A small amount of oregano or a cup of coffee can cause symptoms to worsen and make the situation worse. It was the time when I had started going to work again. I was in the office. One of my colleagues was distributing sweets. He insisted on taking some. I just tried one single piece, but it resulted in diarrhea. When my diarrhea settled down after a while, I decided to leave for home. I booked a taxi. When I was in a taxi, I experienced a blackout. I had no idea what was going on, but I managed to get home. After that, I applied for leave and planned to visit the doctor next day. Next morning, I woke up early and took a taxi to the hospital. Suddenly, on the way to the hospital, I felt that I was not able to breathe. I dialed my sister's phone number, who works at the same hospital where I was going for a checkup. My sister received the call, but at that time, I was not able to speak. I requested the cab driver to speak with her. I was unconscious the moment this happened. After few minutes, I discovered that I was in the hospital. Then we somehow managed to get an appointment with the doctor. The doctor asked me about my name. But I was not able to speak, and felt that I had forgotten my name. I was immediately referred to the neurology department by the doctor. The neurosurgeon suggested the MRI test. My wife immediately rushed to the hospital. I was finally in the MRI machine and was completely blank. The doctor advised me to take antidepressants. They had not received any findings from the MRI test. They advised me not to travel alone. We booked a cab and left for home. Antidepressants did not work for me. In fact, these antidepressants were a trigger for my IBS, and after that incident, I began to experience these symptoms on a frequent basis. Mental health. IBS symptoms can cause low moods, resulting in physical and mental distress at work and at home. IBS had harmed not just my physical health but also my mental well-being. I was absolutely shattered. I had lost self-esteem. I was easily irritated. Soon, it affected my professional and personal life. People started staying away from me. I also started feeling that my health would never get better. I used to feel that no one cared about me. I started living in depression. Small things used to make me anxious. Although I had realized that these were side effects of IBS, but I was not able to control my anxiety. I started looking at everyone with suspicion. I used to think that no one was serious about my condition. I used to get even more stressed on weekends due to my overthinking, which triggered IBS. Stress normally works as a loop in IBS. IBS results in stress, and stress results in the triggering of IBS. IBS causes anxiety. In IBS-D, the intestines, during a flare, keep sending a negative signal to the mind, which results in conditions like self-victimization, insomnia, and anxiety issues. We will understand more about this in IBS and stress chapter. Relationship. I was very frustrated with myself. My mind was always flooded with lots of questions, like, will I ever be able to live a normal life? Will there ever be a cure? Will it get worse? What if I have cancer or some other serious disease? Initially, these fears began in the mind as a concern, then became a worry. Slowly, my annoyance turned into anger and rage. I was angry with everyone. I was trapped in the destructive world of blaming. I wondered why no one was doing anything about my illness. Is there anything more important than my illness? After some time, my illness became common to everyone. I was not able to accept myself and the ongoing situation. I kept on looking support from my family, friends and colleagues. In the beginning, when I used to go to the hospital, 1 or 2 family members used to accompany me. But soon everyone got busy with their own work, so gradually I started going alone. The second thing that irritated me the most was various sarcastic messages from family and friends. IBS is all in your head. What the heck are you doing in the bathroom for so long? There's nothing wrong with you. Stop complaining. These messages kept coming back to me in my thoughts. IBS can make you feel isolated, ashamed, and terrified. I began experiencing panic attacks. My home, profession, and social life were all affected by IBS. Soon, these things started interfering with my relationships. My anger and rage made me isolated from family. It was IBS that made me alone. IBS was the devil in my life who ruined my family life and relationship. Relationships are based on 4 principles: respect, understanding, acceptance and appreciation. Mahatma Gandhi. IBS effect on my work life. As its name implies, Irritable Bowel Syndrome, IBS, can be quite physically uncomfortable and interfere with day-to-day activities. IBS is the second most common reason people miss work after the common cold, and it is the most common gastrointestinal condition. IBS significantly reduces job productivity. People with IBS frequently quit their occupations. They are compelled to consider alternative possibilities, such as working from home. Their situation deteriorates when their employer failed to recognize their problem. IBS also caused me a lot of problems with my ability to be productive at work. I was doing really well at work until I had IBS. I was showered with accolades and praises. The company's management was pleased with my work and contribution. Because of my job profile, I had to travel a lot and go on field trips for my work. After IBS, I couldn't participate in any of these activities. I had told my manager about my predicament. They gave my request a considerable thought in light of my previous stellar performance and gave me a few projects I could manage from home. I was content despite the fact that I passed up several excellent chances to work on an international project or with cutting-edge technology. But the problem was not over. The management at my workplace changed. The new management split our team into 2 parts. The first team was supposed to lead the work from a central location, while the second team was supposed to do the actual work, delivery, and travel. We had been told that management would make its choice based on prior performance and track record. I was sure that I would be part of the first team because I was one of the top performers, at least according to the various awards and accolades I received across projects. If I was on the first team, I could also work from home. Finally, we received mail and details about our team. I became part of the second team. My profile had now become entirely dedicated to travel. I tried everything, but nothing worked. They soon assigned me a project in Mumbai. I was supposed to travel after 3 days. I was worried about my treatment. I spoke with my new manager. He told me he would try to manage some projects near my city, but this time I had to travel to Mumbai. Fear and phobia. The most upsetting IBS-D symptom is diarrhea. It can be humiliating to run to the restroom, especially in front of others. Worrying about finding a bathroom and getting there in time simply makes things worse. Fecal incontinence is one of the things that IBS patients fear the most. Fecal incontinence is not being able to control bowel movements. Unfortunately, for some people, these fears turn into trauma and panic attacks. You might be concerned about having an accident, an IBS attack, while going to work. During IBS, I experienced similar levels of fear and trauma. I used to experience anxiety or panic episodes in public, typically for no apparent cause. I didn't think anyone could relate to me. I harbored the resentful notion that everyone else's lives were simpler. Soon I had developed a persistent and intense fear of driving or riding in a vehicle. I wanted to stay out of social situations. I was feeling uncomfortable when attending dinners, family gatherings, birthdays, or visiting strange places. I might worry that I won't find a restroom in time or that I'll eat something that will make my IBS symptoms worse. This fear of traveling, is something I'm still trying to overcome. Now I have completely recovered. But still, I get scared whenever I have to drive or travel. I feel that it is because of my fear and trauma from previous IBS episodes. This fear is still there in my deep subconscious.